Yeah. 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 Mic check, mic check. Turn me up. Yeah. Yeah. This is the re-rap, bring it right back. Break it all down, put the truth on the track. Old school flavor, new school facts. If you wanna hear it straight, we gon' give you that. Yeah, this is the re-rap, rewind that. From the first hot take to the cold hard stats. Sit back, press play, let it snap. Welcome to the show, this is the re-rap.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy BJ, the DJ. You are now tuned in to the Rewrap. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. The Rewrap's available on all streaming platforms. And if you ain't tapped in with them boys at Over the Top with Chad and Tony, please make sure you do so. You can catch both of us on there as recurring guests talking about movies and nostalgic wrestling. Let's get to it. This is a very special moment in the history of the Rewrap. This is the first time I've ever had a guest on the pod, and I couldn't think of anybody I'd rather have on here other than my man. You know him as the son of a towel man, Pudgy.
Thank you.
Welcome,
it's a pleasure. First Timers Club. Step your game up.
First of many, man. First of many. Let's talk about this journey, how we got where we are. First of all, tell me some good news.
Good news. I sold 2 golf carts today.
So 2 golf carts. That's good. Tell me some good news, music related.
Good news, music related. We're back in the lab.
Back in the lab, yep.
Back in the lab. Hit 100,000 streaming on Spotify.
100,000 streams on Spotify. And those of you who have not tuned into the album, we're talking about 8 Piece and a Biscuit.
8 Piece and a Biscuit.
This journey to make this album has been kind of years in the making, if you think about it. A couple years ago, you started working on a project.
I did.
Called Son of a Towel Man.
Son of a Towel Man, self-titled. And this was kind of like you're coming back out of, semi-retired. You still would do some things here and there, but the Son of a Towel Man project was supposed to be your coming out. It was. It changed things. It developed something. It brought out a new image. It was a fresh beginning, new start. Was able to do a lot of things I didn't know I could do before.
Right.
And luckily, I know a good guy named BJ that picked that up for me. Got it fully released. Got it produced. Got it sent out. So it was able to be heard.
When I heard the songs you had for the Son of a Towel Man project, I got excited because we've been doing this for a long time.
Long time.
20 years into this thing, right?
Old white dog poop.
And we've all worked with the same people, the same producers, the same recording process. And in the beginning, we really had no clue what we were doing.
None.
We were just this was a hobby. We're having fun. We're just going to do what we can do. And then we were putting out projects that we were proud of locally, but on a grand scale of it, we go back and listen to it now, and there's a lot of misses.
It's bad.
I was excited when I heard Son of a Towel Man because I felt like you were onto something big, and then the whole project just kind of got derailed. Well, I hit you up and I was like, what are you doing with this project, man? And you go, well, just nothing. We started off and then it just kind of stopped. And at that point, you and I had done a song together called Loyalty that came out and did really, really strong numbers. And I said, well, why don't we just do this? Why don't we put out what you've got? Why don't we throw a couple of these unreleased songs on there and let's throw this project out there just to kind of see. And that was like New Year's, I think, 2023.
I think that was New Year's. I think that did release on New Year's Eve.
2023, I think it was. Yeah. And I have always felt like you were a victim of bad production. And I'm not meaning like from a recording standpoint. I just mean like your style. We've talked about it. You talked about it on the Over the Top with Chad and Tony. You were one of the innovators, whether people want to claim it or not. You were one of the innovators of the whole country rap movement in the early days of it.
Sure.
But you never had the production to kind of match that when you really started recording music.
I was definitely doing it way before anybody else. Right. I wasn't doing it well.
I don't think anybody was, though.
Yeah.
So fast forward, here we are, August, September of last year.
Mm-hmm. I'm recording, I'm doing stuff here and there, and I decided I wanted to kind of get into production. And in doing so, you were the first person I thought of, because when I started this whole journey doing production, I wanted to make beats for people that I enjoyed listening to. You've always, I'm not saying it's because you're here, you've always been one of my favorite rappers and always one of my favorite people to collab with.
I appreciate that.
I feel like we've always made good songs.
Always made good songs.
Every one of them. And so I thought, let me send Pudgy some of this stuff and kind of see how he feels about it. Well, to me, when you heard it, you were like, this is exactly what I was looking for.
It was the sound I was looking for 100% that nobody could duplicate at the time.
Right.
Nobody.
Right. And so we got together. I said, well, let's record a couple songs and see what happens. And first of 2026, we drop Where I'm From.
Where I'm From
was the first single we dropped.
Right.
And it really kind of reintroduced you to the music part of your life that you had pretty much shut off. And it did great, but what it gave me was it gave me initiative to, okay, this is the sound he's needed, and this is the sound we're going with.
Sure.
And so every beat I made for the first 3 or 4 months of that year was only geared toward you.
And it was easy.
Yeah.
It was so
easy.
Compared to some of the other processes, the writing processes, the beat, it was so easy. It was like, as soon as you made it, I heard it, and it was done.
And it was done.
It was done.
It was done. And for me, the whole process of recording you was so easy. It was like I was just kind of, you were like moldable clay. You received feedback well, and none of this could have happened though had you not been in the writing mood that you were in, because giving you the beats was one thing, but you were writing at like an unbelievable rate. I would send you beats and you say, hey, I've got this one done, and this one done.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. And when we actually got in here, the process of recording just went so easy. And what we thought was just going to be a really good album, the hope was to make a really good album.
Sure.
When it was all said and done and we were sitting there listening to it, man, I was like, this thing is amazing.
It was beyond anything I could have paid for. Well, I'll put it like that. It's beyond anything I could have paid for.
Your money ain't good over here.
I know. I'm just saying, I couldn't, I tell my wife Tisha all the time, they're like, was that any good? I said, well, I've paid for worse, so, I mean, and that's a true story,
But like, you came to me with ideas and it made me put on like a different hat. I've never been big into the whole country rap scene. There are artists and songs that I like and enjoy, but the whole genre itself, like, it was so easy for me to create that sound. But you had to bring it to life. And again, like, you weren't just writing regular songs. The songs you were writing were like bangers, like out one after another. And for the B side of this episode, we're actually going to run through the track list and we're going to hear Pudgy's thoughts on each track throughout the album. But there are a couple that we definitely want to talk about right now. And again, the highlight for me, obviously, for this project was to produce an album from start to finish. I haven't done that since the days of Pimp Style with Yosh and Gun, right?
Shout out Rose.
Shout out those guys, man. Like, watching them, and I couldn't even make beats or play an instrument at all then, but watching those guys go in with nothing but an idea and to create something great, what we thought was great at the time, was cool. And I wanted to capture that feeling again. And with this project, Piece A Biscuit, that's what I was able to do personally. The Tom Ski Mask features on this project, to me, were a personal goal. To have that in the catalog, to have that just to say, hey, I worked with Ski. And I've said it on one of the other previous episodes, one of the greatest, I have two group texts that I'm super proud of, or two text threads. One is the Over the Top with Chad and Tony, which you are now a part of.
Yes, sir.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I loved having you in the mix there. I love seeing you back in the mix.
Yeah.
And the other is the group thread, the text thread I have with Tom Ski.
Yeah.
Because now I consider him like a friend, a mentor, a collaborator. I've done some work for him with some logos. Hopefully we can do some production work in the future, but that wouldn't have happened without your relationship with Tom Ski.
And Tom's such a humble guy. To this day, I don't think he realizes who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't Crunk
got
God.
his shirt on. He doesn't realize he is the crunk god.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize he is the crowd pleaser.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're a Memphis OG legend.
Yeah.
And if I was to call Tom at 3:00 in the morning, he's going to answer.
He's going to answer. And what's crazy during that whole time, you know, this was February, March, so we had like snowstorms and stuff going on. Every single day, this man texts me to check on me.
Yeah.
I thought that was the craziest thing
he's
ever.
just a humble guy. He's a great guy. He is, I mean, he's just, I don't have enough good things to say about him. He's an OG to me. He puts me up on a lot of game too. I mean, it's Tom Ski Mash.
Tom
he can make things happen, but yeah, he was a great addition to the album. He brought a lot of fire. Him and Chad sounded so good together.
Dude, I've been around joint's my favorite joint on the project. Aside from Wait a Minute, obviously for personal reasons, I've been around's my favorite joint on the project because, and I think Tom wanted a feature with Chad also, so it just kind of worked out.
Sure.
The whole story of I've Been Around is crazy because
true story.
It's an absolute 100% true story. But to start with your verse is really what set it off. And I remember telling you this when we were working on that song. I said, I want this to be the worst song on your album.
You did. You said you wanted it to be the worst song on.
I wanted it to be the worst song on your album because I wanted them to think about that song secondary as opposed to all the other stuff you had on the project. But it turned out to be one of my favorite songs on the album just because of the collaboration. I always think about when I look at songs like who's on the song and how well will they sound together. Well, you brought the levels up. Ski comes in and it's right there. And then Chad comes in and it's right there. It's
knocks
just
it out the park.
Everybody's verses were like top tier on that song. And shout out Chad for doing that too.
Absolutely.
That song with anybody else in that spot on that song, I don't think it would have worked.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And shout out Chad. I appreciate him being able to bless us with something too. You know, that's Chad always takes good care of us.
He does.
I appreciate old Chatty Bobby.
Yeah, Chatty. And he's one of those, like, you know, he was also actually one of the first people I did a beat for, Grinding All Week was for him. And initially,
my favorite song on was that Volume 5?
Volume 5,
my favorite song. Yeah.
Initially, that was supposed to be for him and Squint's album, but
that's right, yeah.
Because the way the course ended was Till the Dirt, and that was the name of their album, but it didn't happen. It went on 5, and I'm grateful. You know, it did crazy numbers. One of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of. Chad, that year for him was just nuts. He was doing something every month, and I was just really trying to find a way to fit in on something. And we had a couple things in the tuck that we were trying to work out, but just nothing came to fruition until Volume 5.
Sure.
So, but getting him on 8 Piece and a Biscuit was a win, I think. I said, Wait a Minute, it's my favorite song for obvious reasons.
Sure.
We talked about how we always do great songs together. You take it all the way back to We Ain't Stopping.
Yeah.
Even some of the songs that we thought were kind of like maybe just goofy at the time, like Get Her Done, Caucasian Invasion.
One of the most streamed songs on Spotify in like the past month is Caucasian Invasion.
Who's listening to that?
Who's listening to Caucasian Invasion? It came out in 2003.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But even like Why Not? Like we've done some joints we always seem to, it's like iron sharpens iron, right?
Sure.
We're all in competition to outdo one another, but in the end, it just makes for really good songs. The fact that you had a project coming out at the time, which is why I gave you the long verse on Loyalty.
Sure.
I really was like really trying to let you get your shine on. But this project was just so great to be a part of. Wait a Minute's doing stupid numbers.
Stupid. It's almost at 100,000 by itself.
And by the time this airs, it probably will be at 100,000.
It will probably be at 100,000 by itself.
And that'll be my 13th song, maybe 13th or 14th, which is something I never. And 100,000 is 100,000. It's nothing compared to some people doing 1 million.
No, but
when you have no machine behind you, 100,000 streams on any platform is just nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy work.
Yeah, it's just I mean, the team is. This is the team.
Yeah.
You know, outside of Tisha, Aubrey, we're the team.
Yeah, we're the team. So. And we have people like, you know, we have people that are really like helping us along the way, kind of behind the scenes. But it really is just like the people in this room plus my wife, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think, I really didn't think we would create what we created. I was, more than anything, I felt like I was going to
dropped the ball.
No,
more than anything.
That was the last thing. After about the fifth or sixth beat pack, and when I say beat pack, you understand that's not one beat. So there's like 10 in each one. After about that, I knew this was going to be something special. And after about the fourth, fifth song recorded, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is where we're going.
I knew when I heard Hard Liquor and Pine.
Yeah.
When we got to Hard Liquor and Pine.
Number 2.
When we got to Hard Liquor and Pine. Hard. That dude, when we got to that song, even before it was mixed.
Yeah.
When you got in here, you showed me a note in your phone. You said, I've had this song written since 2021.
Yeah.
And I was like, just the beat, everything about that song was absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. It was missing something.
And
we had the idea, like, what if we did this intro, this outro thing, and then Two Buck Chuck came to life? We shot the video, man.
Shout out Squint 615. He did a great job on the video.
We shot the video for this thing, man, and Two Buck Chuck made an appearance. And what we didn't expect was for Two Buck Chuck to kind of
blow up.
We didn't expect that at all.
Blow up.
That was the last thing I expected. But
I've had events scheduled where I'm making appearances, whether I'm doing a show, got merch sale, making meet and greets. And the first question they ask, hey, you think Two Buck Chuck's going to be there? I'm like, man, I'm trying. Two Buck Chuck's a busy guy.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I know the Over the Top guys have requested him. It's tough. I think a Pudgy Two Buck Chuck album.
It's happening.
It should happen.
It's happening.
But I didn't expect that. Another couple things I didn't expect off the album either is the little bitty details in the songs. I didn't expect them to make such a big difference. For example, Tisha made an appearance on the song. Good Lovin'. And when you came to me with that song, I said, man, this is a banger.
My favorite song on the whole album.
It's unbelievable how good that song is. But then you said, hey, Tisha's got a part in it.
Yeah.
Just adding her to that part made such a difference in that song. And it's a very small part, but it's so significant in what it means in that. Again, another true story. And this is what I love about this album also. There's so much truth in this album. So many stories told on these songs that are 1,000% legit.
Yeah.
And I think that makes the music better when that element's included. Another little detail, the My Kind of Town, incorporating like the DJ element of what I do into that. Tom Ski Mask on FAFO, adding his ad libs to I've Been Around. Those little details made so much of an impact on the project. And I didn't expect that. The beat I'm most proud about on this album is The Biscuit.
The Biscuit, yeah.
Because
I love it.
It was the last beat. It was literally the last beat. We were sitting there, and I was like, man, you got to do something on this beat. And shout out JD, because JD came through, did his thing on there, and we knew what he did had to be included some kind of way. We just didn't know intro, outro, or whatever. So we're sitting in the studio, and Pudgy goes, 8-piece and a biscuit. And it just clicked. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, let's just make this The Biscuit. And it's and
it is. It's like, you eat a bunch of chicken, you're going to eat the biscuit last, throw a little butter and jelly on it. You got to save the sweet one for the last one. And JD did an amazing job on it. He's a brilliant songwriter.
Yeah. And very talented. Really did his thing. I'm very proud of that track as well. The beat it's one of my favorite beats I've ever done.
Yeah.
And JD, shout out him. We definitely got to do more stuff with him.
Absolutely.
Get him in the mix as well. So when you did Where I'm From, where were you at in your headspace as far as did you think there was going to be an album coming, or was you just like, let's just kind of see what happens with this?
I felt like something just in general was missing, and I was just glad to be making music again. And I knew I was finally in good hands where somebody doesn't just all come in the studio record. All right, that was great. See you, have a good time.
Right.
You know, no, let's do that again. That doesn't sound right. Let's try it this way. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Like you said, like being molded. You know, I was never the best athlete in school, but I was very coachable.
Right.
And that's the way I'm very coachable.
Well, I couldn't train you on anything as far as like writing. You brought all of that to the table. Like you pulled, like I've seen you write before and I've heard verses that you've written in the past. You were just in a whole different level for this project. You were coming with great song ideas. You were coming with great concept songs, like, and you tied everything back to the whole 8-piece and a biscuit.
Right.
That's something you've always been able to do, is kind of hone things around that concept. Whatever you decide the concept's going to be, you pulled things back into that concept. And this was no different. Like this project from start to finish, the food concept, even with Wait a Minute, every song had something that kind of tied it back to that.
And to the originals from, you know, I always talked about food and country stuff back. We got I mean, even to the Blue Roof in Springfield, you know, I mean, absolutely. Just everything's got, I mean, I even said it in the song, you know, this rapping thing ain't hard. You just got to tell the truth, man.
Gotta tell the truth.
Just tell the truth, you know. So.
Is there anything listening to the album now that you would have done different during that time, or something that maybe wanted you maybe now that you've heard the album's done, you see what the album is doing, anything that you would want to do different the next go round, whether it be beat selection, whether it be concept wise?
Beat selection was immaculate. Concept I thought was great. I listen to My Kind of Town all the time. Wish I'd have done a third verse.
Okay.
Because I love that. That and Good Lovin's tied for my favorite songs. Man, I mean, I'm thrilled with everything with this. I mean, just to be honest, other than, you know, maybe another verse here, extra, you know, maybe some more solo. I mean, we did 8 songs and a biscuit, basically. Right. So maybe, you know, a few more songs, you know, but
I think, and I think I agree with that point. And literally, we knocked this thing out 5 months.
Yeah, if that. It was, what was it, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, we released it in 6 months.
Released it in 6 months, yeah. So, I mean, the process of it, like, you would come in and knock out a couple songs at a time. Like, and, you know, we went and re-recorded a few things. We had a couple hiccups. The one that, was it FAFO we were recording and the lights went out?
Yes, because it was perfect and we lost power. We were completely done just doing dubs, I think, or maybe just the final mix, and we thought we had lost it. And I think you was that power like almost a day and a half at the time too. Yeah,
and it came back. What was weird about it is it asked me when I went to open the session, it said, a new session is found, do you want to open it? And it was all there.
Yeah, every bit of it. We didn't have to do nothing. And Tom Ski Mask killed that one too. So.
That was one of those songs that I was telling you when we were recording. I didn't expect that beat to be one selected. Yeah. I presented it in the pack, obviously, because it had some. It was a dope beat, but what you did with it, I didn't expect at all. But I think that's the difference. That's the genius of it, right? The vision I have for something may not be the vision of the person I hand it off to. And I didn't know. I had no expectation for that song whatsoever. But when I heard the chorus, and I heard what Ski had done to it, and then your verses in there. And again, to go back to the little details, we added Ski's vocal at the beginning of it, but then we dropped the beat at the end of the verse.
And the funny part about the FAF song, the whole second verse, there's 27 different mentions of crunk songs.
I love that. Yeah.
If you listen, I mean, every one of them is a crunk song. I mean, it's just
everything's in there.
You just got to pay attention to the second verse. It's not just words and rhyming and stuff. There's meaning behind this hip hop stuff. It's not, you know, I mean, for lack of better words, stuff you hear on the radio. It's just whatever thrown together. But
I love it, and I thought that was pretty cool. And again, it goes back to the concept. Just tying those elements back into the song, I think, is what makes that song great. We talked about 20 years, man. I remember the first time I met you. It's weird. We live in a small town.
Sure.
And you came from a small town right down the road. Smaller, yeah.
Yeah.
So as a white rapper, you know every white rapper, right?
But I thought you was like a legend. Like, no. I didn't have CDs out. I could go into CD Warehouse and see your CDs up on the little listening stations and stuff like that.
Let me tell you how many people we had to give money back to because them CDs got stuck in their CD player because we had the stickers on them.
Oh, wow.
And they were so thick they'd get stuck in there. Foley was so mad at us. Shout out DJ DJ Foley. He was so mad at us for that. He said, man, every time they bring them back, they get stuck in their CD player. And that was cool. Like, and that's what really like kicked off everything for me. Like, I had a team around me of people that could really rap, and we were doing CDs. Shout out Yosh's parents, because Yosh's parents had him an elaborate setup with mixers, CD burners. One CD took 22 minutes back then.
Wow.
And we sold 1,000 copies of Elevated Game. We sold 500 in stores and 500 hand to hand. So that CD was everywhere, dude. And I probably handed out 2,000 copies of the mixtape, the Takeoff.
Yeah.
I probably handed out 2,000 copies of that.
The first thing I heard from you was the Takeoff.
It's crazy. So we got in there. I'd put that project out right before I started messing with y'all. And so I remember there's this fat white guy from Cross Plains, gold teeth, he's battle rapping everybody at these football games.
Yeah, that's how it started. So,
one of the guys I did music with, T Money, had an issue with the guys from Cross Plains. They were a group called Untamed. So we get on some songs and we're talking about this group called Untamed, right? Yeah. I remember sitting in Chad's den and going around the room. Chad's like, hey, it's BJ. We had just done Bump This. We had done Bump This and Trials and Tribulations for his album. And he goes, man, you got to meet all the guys I do music with. I'm like, cool, let's do that. And so I remember sitting in that den. I'm looking around the room. It's you, it's Rage, it's E, Chad, Casper, Wicked. I knew Casper and Wicked because I'd done a song with them.
Right.
Chainsaw Messiah. Shout out Chainsaw Messiah.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing now. But we did a song called Fuck a Motherfucker. Not a great song.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna have to dig that up.
Not a great song. But Wicked was on it. Or Waves. Waves was on it. Casper was on it.
Yeah.
And then when I got with Chad, I was like, oh, I know them. Cool people. I remember sitting in that room looking around or whatever, and you go, yeah, we're from Cross Plains. I was like, oh, yeah? Y'all know Untamed? And he was like, that's us.
Yeah.
And I was like, Chad about to set me up.
Yeah.
Thought he was setting me up to get jumped, man. I was like,
no.
Damn. But no, so from there, man, and it's almost like once I started coming around, I never left. We were doing shows at like 612.
Yeah.
The Cut. The Spot. We were doing shows.
The strip club.
A lot of times we were the crowd, man.
Yeah.
We brought the crowd every time we came. Yeah. And I remember like that got us to a point where we got comfortable being in front of people.
Sure.
I thought we put on some great performances.
We did.
In those little hole in the wall clubs with 12 people in the room, right?
And what's crazy, the same people, I mean, we were in there with people that are big now. They were in the same room.
You're absolutely right. And that's what people don't understand is like, when you say I've been around, like we've been around.
Been there, done
those
that,
people.
done it.
We've been around the same people. And I don't know, I never look back and have any sort of regrets. There are relationships that I wish I would have kept tighter or maybe kept more in tune with.
Sure.
But it seemed like me, E, and Chad kind of, I guess, stayed in it longer than anybody else. I mean, obviously, not long after we started kicking it, y'all had a baby.
We was first ones out of the clique to have kids.
Y'all had a baby, but y'all had the spot. Like, y'all were living on your own. We were always at your crib kicking it. And so it was easy just to kind of say, all right. And I think I moved out and I had my own place. But we always kind of found a way back, even if it wasn't about music. It was either sports or something like that. But it was just, it's such a time. Like I think about everything we went through back then, the skate ring incident, Hendersonville, Tupelo is a conversation. I know you've covered it briefly. Tupelo is a whole nother conversation.
That's documented everywhere online. You can find it on Over the Top. You can find it on Chad interviewing Tom Ski. You can, that whole thing.
And that's really how we met Ski. What's funny is I remember like we did a show at the Cut.
Yep.
Smoke walks in with Ski.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Tom Ski Mask.
Yeah, with him and
Shy
and
Rob Ski.
Rob Ski. That's what I was going. My bad,
right.
Rob Ski.
Rob Ski. Shout out Rob Ski.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I met Tom Ski, and then next thing you know, we're in Tupelo. You know,
he said there was a show down there. Come open up one. We did to it, and he's like, "Ain't no money to be made." But I was like, "Cool." He said, "But there's an after party afterwards, and we was gonna go rock that and make money." But
and that didn't happen.
We didn't make it. We didn't make it.
And you know what's funny about the whole Tupelo thing is, I remember walking out of the venue and looking up on the roof and seeing the armed security guards up there with like guns and vests and everything on. And then I remember, because, I carried camcorder everywhere back then. Yo Gotti's people got mad about somebody recording his set.
Yes.
Well, I was off to the side there recording his set. Nobody saw me. When we got pulled over, we left the venue, and I'm looking at the footage on my camera. The quality of that video or those videos were terrible because the music was so loud.
Right.
But I remember looking down or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear, "Boo!" And I saw blue lights everywhere. I was like, "Is that us?" And
it was us. They thought I was him.
It was us.
And I was not him.
Dude, and I know we didn't carry much on us.
No.
And y'all had been smoking a lot that day.
Yeah.
I was like, there can't be much in the car.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
But there was enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and Ski.
Well, I just split it with
That's what it
Casper.
was. That's what
I
it
said,
was.
here, y'all take this and ride. We'll take this ride. We're about an hour and a half away from where we need to be. So luckily I busted it up and didn't have much.
But what was weird though is Casper didn't even stick around. Like Casper kind of pulled up on the car and then he took off.
Kept rolling.
They
just kept rolling. I was like, damn, there they
what
go.
are you doing?
Yeah, because it was me, you, Ski
and Shy
in the Tisha in the
Yep.
expedition.
And what's another weird thing about that night is when everybody finally got out, we were heading back. I remember none of us slept. Like, dude, this was like we were hours without sleep. Ski was in the front seat asleep. He may not even remember this. He was in the front seat asleep. I was driving. Everyone else had passed out. I hit Jackson. I swear I hit every one of those rumblers on the side of the road. I kept nodding off.
I don't remember none of
He's
that.
like, "You good?" I was like, "I might be, man. I don't know." But I somehow, some way got home. I don't know how.
On like $2 for gas, too.
We had no money left
Police
at all,
took
dude.
all my money.
We had no money left at all, dude. It was awful.
Yeah, I don't know how we made it because I was falling asleep and I jumped up in the backpack, like the cargo area, and laid down in Tisha's lap and went to sleep.
Yep.
And I was like, "Fuck, BJ, man, it's on you, bro. Here's the keys. Get us back to Nashville."
Dude, it was awful, man. Like I said, Ski was in the front seat asleep. He kept waking up, looking at me, and I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry."
And I don't even
man.
think we went to sleep when we got back. I think we went to Old Country Buffet.
Dude.
I went to get my baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Figure out what the hell-
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
So I did go to Old Country Buffet though. I think
Yeah.
because I remember eating Old Country Buffet. Shout
I
out to Old
remember
Country
dipping
Buffet.
like that. You were in Madison at the time.
Yeah.
I remember dipping and heading back, but man, that whole night was a blur.
Yeah.
Until like, you know, we see videos and people start telling stories. There's a lot about that night I don't remember at all. I remember Webby was locked up.
Yeah.
The same jail.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Yo Gotti had to come on.
And I think his bondsman was there to get Webby or something. And it was just a coincidence that, hey, you need a bondsman? I got one right here.
Dude, they told me he got paid $25,000 for 15 minutes. Yo Gotti did.
Yeah.
Like, and he showed up on a whim. Like, we just happened to be there.
$2,500 to get out.
Dude, that was just that night was awful.
Impounded the truck too. That's where our money went. We had to
That's
scratch
it.
up to get the truck out.
That's it. That's exactly what it was. Because I remember they had like draws on the floor. They took the
Just embarrassed me.
bag of
man.
clothes and just throwed them everywhere, dude.
For $20 worth of weed.
$20 worth. Oh man, that night, dude. That night.
Yeah. Said I was the guy.
Go away and not even tell you, just have a good day about me.
Oh yeah, no, they were because they knew we weren't coming back.
Yeah.
I mean,
I told the bondsman that, I said, look, bro, I said, I ain't coming back. He said,
Yeah.
well, I can't bond you out if you're going to tell me you're not coming back for court. I said, you do whatever you need to do, player. But and then we got the call that when we hired the lawyer that they called me back. Tisha paid him $500 retainer.
Yep.
Called me back and said, well, unfortunately, I can't be your lawyer. We're like, what are you talking about? You can't be a lawyer. We just paid you $500.
Right.
Well, I'm the judge of the case. I said, what?
So did he? Whatever happened with all that?
So it was like BJ and Pudgy, attorneys at law.
Yep.
BJ couldn't represent me because he was the judge, but the Pudgy attorney at law, his partner could. So they
Gotcha.
just passed the buck on to him. Said,
Her another $100 and she expunged it off.
yeah, like it never happened.
Awesome. Yeah, I was always curious what the ending
Never
of all
happened.
that.
But technically, I don't know if it's documented, but I was told that I wasn't allowed in the state of Mississippi.
Oh, well, how are they gonna know?
He's not allowed back.
Yeah,
So
so-
I told her that is not a problem. We have no reason to ask
Yeah, no, we're not going
It
back.
still ain't been back. I got a casino in Oak Grove and Clarksville now. I don't need to go to
There
the
you
casino
go.
no more.
There you go. So, what's next, project wise, man? Like, what are you thinking?
want to work on a feature album. I'm always open to features too. Anybody that ever wants to work, let's work. I tell everybody, I've got a 9 to 5, but this is my second job. I enjoy every bit of this, and until it stopped being fun, I'm gonna keep doing it.
That's it.
Until it stopped being fun. I want to work on this feature album, which, as you know already, is kind of in the works. Getting kind of piecing it together. So if anybody wants to hop on, hit the hotline. And just keep moving forward, keep having fun. I feel like I'm back into the music game again, where before I was a fan on the outside looking in. I always listen to your music, always listen to Chad's music, always listen to Ski, all my people. I kept up with them, so I was still there. But it's like, hey, can I be on your guys' team now? Can I come out and hoop with y'all? That type of feeling.
And it's crazy because how much things have changed. We came they were just talking all over the top with Chad and Tony. They were talking about physical media.
Yes,
we started off in the tape era. I actually have one of my first tapes, and we had like a 4-track little thing. We would put it on tape, and then we'd burn it to CD.
Right.
And then the CD era, we spent tons of money. Shout out, who made these for you? The actual album.
100%. I have no idea. Chad Arms made it happen for me. So shout out Chad Arms.
But the physical media part is something that's very scarce, and a lot of people don't do anymore. I haven't done a CD in like 5 years, like pressed a CD for that reason. But people still want that. They want the hard physical copies. Well, then the whole streaming era comes up, which is what we're in now. But
which is crazy that you can just
nuts. Like songs are. I wouldn't say they're free, but they're free.
Right.
But it also it reduces the cost of making an album.
It does, and I don't know that I ever had 100,000 plays off all my old stuff combined, and this is a way to keep up with it and track it. You know, it's kind of like, a Fitbit for music or something.
I've always joked about us suing MySpace because we had millions of streams on MySpace because we had them friend adders, and when you get them friend adders, it runs the plays up. I said we ought to sue MySpace for that. But
content, there was tons of content on there too.
Yeah, and so that's another thing that's new now, and I love seeing it because you're learning how to do all that now.
Yes, trying. I'm old head. I'm trying.
Right,
my fat fingers getting away. Sometimes.
For us, that was never a thing. Again, shout out Chad. He's the king of that type of thing.
King.
And Chance was like an innovator in the whole podcast game. Shout out Chance. But these guys, their work ethic is what kept me going.
Sure.
I remember they invited me on to be on the pod, and I had the plan to do the Rewrap podcast. I just didn't know really how to get started.
Sure.
And shout out Chance, because Chance was the one who told me kind of how to set things up and how to get things out there. But that's because Chad had already done. He was a part of I Got Some Shit to Say with Squint.
Sure.
And this was something he was doing with Tony that I was a fan of, and I was glad to be a part of. Little did I know I'd be there 50 plus episodes.
I mean, look, I went on for 3 episodes, and I'm not. Hey, can I come back, guys?
Right.
I mean,
when they added you to the group text, I knew it was over.
They're doing an amazing job.
And what I love now is looking at, even I was smiling so big at that episode, the first episode you were on, because 1, they were talking about the album. 2, they were bigging me up just like you were.
Yeah.
And 3, I was looking at a table with 3 of my oldest friends.
That's right.
Intermingling with 2 of my newest friends. You know what I mean?
6 of us are there.
Dude, it's going to be
it's unhinged.
Yes, it will be.
We might have to call that a PLE.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? It's been
and that pod is just so much fun, man. And that's really when I took a break from this, it was mainly because I didn't have space.
Sure.
And I was like, I want guests on. It's different talking to a camera instead of talking to somebody.
Absolutely.
You can bounce things off. Mm-hmm. That's why this was so important, to get this space set up for that, to have people on. Can't wait to get the guys on. All the guys. I'm getting all the guys on at one point, at some point. Chad will be on. This space is required. For me, this is an outlet for me to just relieve stress.
Absolutely.
Talk about things I love, the short content stuff. Yes,
Men's
absolutely.
mental health.
What those guys are doing, they're killing it with the short content. And I've found a way to kind of get involved in that more, and because I can't be on the pod as much. But I look forward to the day I can sit back at the table.
I learned so much from you, from Chad, and I am so mad that it took so long for me to meet Chance and Tony, because they are 2 of the most genuine individuals, and they are brilliant.
They're
brilliant minds. Things they're doing is freaking amazing. And they took me in the day one, they added me to the group chat and treated me like family, man. And I can't believe how, especially today's day and age, that I mean, they just treated me like, and that's why they're just great people, man.
The same thing that happened when you went for those 3 episodes was the same thing that happened when E went. After we did the intros for the first episode, Tony looked at Chad and he goes, he's got to be on here more.
Yeah.
He's got to be on here more.
First time being on it, so every time Chad did the bow, it made me jump a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't know it was coming. He's like, all right, you ready this time? I'm like, my bad. He even, I feel so terrible with this too. He tried to give me a fist pound in the very first, and I'm sitting here looking around. I even think I look at him, I'm like, I don't know if I didn't see it or what he's doing, but I mean, that shows how green I was.
It was so great. I loved it.
And I was like, damn, Chad, I am so sorry. That was so not intentional. I'm just green. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if he was handing me a mic.
It looked crazy on the playback too, because Chad's just like stuck looking at it.
And I look at it. I don't remember looking at it, but when you watch it, I look right at his fist and like, I'm like, dang, he passed him back. I was like, oh shit, my bad, dog.
Oh man, I loved it. Yeah, dude, that pod's a lot of fun, man. Like again, I can't wait for us to get together for the 6th, man. It'll be nuts. We always call ourselves the Fab Five, and I'm always joking like, which one am I? You know what I mean? And that's just the basketball humor and stuff like that. But those guys they're really branching out, doing more than just movies. I just did a rapid review on the career perspective of Sting versus Taker.
Really?
I think it just launched. Reason being is because like someone had posted on Facebook about who had a better career. And of course, I'm a Sting guy.
Me too.
You're
That's
a Sting
my favorite.
guy. And Taker's brother-in-law is a friend of the pod, so I tried not to step on any toes. I just wanted to say, hey, look, I respect both careers, but in my opinion, here's who I think is better. If you hadn't seen that, check that out. And that's something else also I would love to see you get a part of as well, is the Collective Corner. I think it would be really great for you to show your collection, but also some of the rapid review stuff. I thought being like a DJ for the pod, the movie soundtracks would be a good thing for me to cover.
Perfect.
So that's been a lot of fun, but this was always my vision and my baby, so I wanted to bring this thing to life the right way. Soft launch before, I think we did about 25 episodes, and we did the B-side was always, if you take a tape out, you flip it over, it's the B-side.
Right.
And I thought maybe hit on a few things that you didn't talk about in the pod, but hit on a few things just quickly for the B-side of it. So everything went back to the element of hip-hop and, the re-rap and the tape and all of that stuff. So, but I had to get this thing going the right way, and having you as a guest for the first time is just the icing on the cake of this relaunch, man, because we've spent a lot of time together the last 5 months making this album that I think is amazing. Can we duplicate it? Absolutely.
Bigger
but I
and better.
think it's going to be different this next go round, and I'm excited that because now your artist brain's working different, my producer brain's working different, and now we've got some leverage.
And like you said, we work so good together. It's just good business. Yep. It works good together. When you like, hey, do this, I'm not like, no, man, we're going to do it. I'm like, all right, let's try it this way.
If it don't work, we go back and we do something different. And there's been several times we started stuff and we went back and listened to it and be like, nah, I don't like that.
Trash the whole song. Throw it away.
Yep, scratch the whole song and re-record it. Barnyard Boogie re-recorded
Boogie,
twice.
Yeah, which is doing great numbers, and I didn't,
I'm not taking credit for any of that, but like I told you, I think it was like my audience looking for something different. And when my name being attached to something that they've heard before, like we did the song with Waves, Take It to the Top.
Take It to the Top.
That was us together in a different environment other than, because 90% of what I do now is Christian music. So to be in a different environment, my fans are like, hey, let's check this out. And I think that's what kind of drove the algorithm in that direction.
Well, and it's acceptable by then too, because neither one of us are doing anything foul.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not filling it up with a bunch of wordy dirts.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not going to have parental advisory sticker on it, but that's not my choice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I think, it's one of my favorite things I've been a part of, from start to finish, being a part of the whole process, even even like album cover designs.
And shout out, he did the whole album cover, every single, the Where I'm From album cover he designed, the Pudgy rebranded logo, the Son of a Talman. I mean, he did all that.
That was me honestly, that was me trying to get my feet wet. Like, let me try this. Let me open up this avenue. Again, just for opportunity to help and support other people. Like doing the Tom Ski logos was like seeing that on the big screen at that show in Memphis.
That was amazing. Yeah,
dude, I was beaming
with Wu-Tang Clan and Ice Cube behind his logo.
I was beaming on that.
Where they do that at?
Right. I was excited about that. So I'm excited. This is gonna be the first of many. First of many visits here, man. Like you've got an open chair whenever, you know that, and an open booth whenever too, man. Like this is my spot, but it's your spot at the same time, man. And I hope we can continue. It's always
been that way.
Hope we can continue to make music for years to come. And like I said, iron sharpens iron, and I feel like what you did makes me better, and hopefully what I'm doing is gonna make you better as well. So that's what
I'm better now than I've. Production wise, engineering wise, artist wise, and I've been in a long time, and that's dedicated to you too.
I appreciate that.
Of course, my wife, she handles it.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that, and I feel like that's what everyone has. If you look at all the guys we're cool with, they've got that person.
They do.
Everybody's got that person.
Aubrey, Mel, with Chad,
all of them. And you hadn't even met. Did you meet Chance's wife when you were there?
I said hi to her while she was sitting at the table, but I wasn't formally introduced.
I met Chance's wife. Obviously, I did his daughter's birthday party, but then I met Tony's wife the same day, and they just missed Aubrey because they left, and then Aubrey came like right after. So
Aubrey's like a sister. I've known her as long as I've known you, so I ain't got to meet her.
Yeah, she's the one. My only regret from the whole music thing is I didn't include her in the mix earlier.
Yeah.
When I was out there running around being trifling, I should have had her in the mix right there beside me. Things would have been a way different. But again, we look at our life like we have no regrets because we would never be where we are.
That's
something different happened.
Well, I mean, my story. She saved my life.
She showed up one day and never left.
Yeah, and like
literally
put her foot down and
showed up and never left. Like
I'd be in a ditch or a dumpster right now. I promise you.
Absolutely,
I was foul, boy. Back like they said, Brady Pudgy was different. Brady Pudgy was different.
Brady Pudgy was different, boy.
Man.
It was different. Absolutely.
Tisha says the has personality. She can't stand my government name. We ain't gonna put that on blast, but she can't stand that man.
Yeah, that's me.
So.
Yeah. I've said that numerous times. Mm-hmm. A Piece in a Biscuit is available. All streaming platforms. Hard Liquor and Pine videos available too.
Over 100,000 in a month and 2 weeks.
In a month and 2 weeks. And I think we've got another 25,000 all across all other platforms. So we've made some mistakes with this project. Obviously, the linking and the mapping of the profiles, we got all that figured out for the most part. Still got a few things to do there. But again, check it out. Pudgy, Son of a Talman. I'll put the socials in the description. I'll put the links to the project as well. Check it out. Run the numbers up. Anybody who's looking to collab.
I got merch. We got 16-ounce Yeti-style tumblers. We got physical copies of CDs. We got stickers. I got Tom Ski Mask cups. I got
everything. We've got
you need.
Things on deck if you need it. Hit him up, man. And like I said, first of many. This chair is always open for him, and hopefully we get him on here again soon. That's what I got. This has been the Rewrap. I'm BJ the DJ. We'll catch you on the B-side.
Shaking